Hello beautiful people, thank you for tuning into this video. So today I'm going to be talking a bit more about addictions because I don't know, these things, ideas keep coming into my head and they go round and round until I share them. So I just needed to post this video even though I'm feeling pretty hazy today. The past year or so I've kind of stopped drinking. Like I've drunk maybe 5 or 10 times in the year, which is for me is like a huge change. But I'm actually quite hungover today. I had one drink, which led to a few drinks last night. Um, so I was maybe not going to post this today, but I just felt really in the flow still, so I'm going to do it. And I'm actually really happy that I drank last night because every time I do drink, I remember why I don't want to drink anymore. Because, yeah, anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. But obviously, the next day is a huge part of why I don't want to drink anymore. Because when we're doing all this self inquiry and like um, looking at our thoughts and listening to our thoughts, it's all well and good when you're having a good day to look at what you're saying to yourself. But when I was hungover and I was feeling so shit about myself, about life, there was no sober hand to pull me up and be like, it's okay, stop these thoughts. So today I'm going to be talking about like when we notice these thoughts and just kind of an intention for your day or for every moment, which is something I always try to remind myself is just how can I be kinder to myself? How can I be kinder to myself right now? What am I saying? How am I being so tough on myself? Because I'm saying all these things, or maybe I'm saying I'm hearing all these things, and it's like, how can I just be a bit more gentle? Um, which is very hard when you're hungover. So it's just kind of pausing as often as you remember and observing because I don't know, maybe you're aware of addictions that you have in your life. Maybe they're destroying your life in some way, or maybe they're playing a very subtle role in your life. Either way, they're playing a big role in your life. Whether you notice them or not, whether they're like a work addiction or a shopping addiction that you can get on by with, or you're drinking one night a week, but you need that drink to go and do a social activity, like they're still addictions. So it's it's playing detective, but in a really playful and compassionate way to ourselves. Because wherever we are, whatever we're doing, it's all okay. Like it's all okay. Because I would find when I would drink, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I know. I was like, it's fine. This is part of my journey. So it's just remembering um, that it's all okay and it's not that serious. And the bottom line is just do what you want. Just do what you want because life's here to enjoy yourself. So don't worry about any shoulds. If you ever hear a should, you know that's no go. Like if you feel like you should stop drinking or you should stop smoking because your friends have or whatever, no, do what you want to do. Because if you're thinking one thing like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this chocolate bar, but then you go and eat it, it's like your mind and your body are doing opposite things. So there's like a confliction and it's really confusing and you're not living with integrity. So if you're going to eat the chocolate and be grateful that we have this medicine, because we are so lucky that we have all these medicinal things, and maybe they're not the best long-term solutions, but thank God we have alcohol, thank God we have chocolate, like thank God we have TV and all these escapes and all of these things, because it would be horrible if we just had to sit with ourselves and our thoughts. Like there's a reason why we choose these things, why we choose these distractions, because we need them. We're hurting and we need medicine. So be grateful that we have these medicine. Like we're so blessed to have alcohol where we can just relax for a moment and not have to listen to these impending thoughts of doom and gloom. Like thank God we have this escape. um so yeah, so it's just being a bit kinder to yourself, because otherwise you're just adding more shame and guilt, and shame and guilt are such horrible emotions to be living in, and we live with that enough from what society tries to tell us. We don't want to add to that by then being hard on ourselves, because our inner critic is great in the way he or she inspires us. Like if we, it's not very nice to listen to, but if we look at it for inspiration, we can see maybe where we can grow or push ourselves more or change. But when it's just never ending, it's just like, imagine a friend was like, hey, you should try exercising a little bit. I think it could help you lose some weight, for example. You'd be like, maybe, yeah, actually, I think that's quite a good idea. I do probably need that. I've been feeling a bit blah, blah, blah. But if they were saying it every hour, on the hour, every day, you'd be like, okay, just give me some time. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do some exercise, but just not right now. I'm dealing with a lot of emotions. And yeah, I know it will probably make me feel better, but I don't want to face it. So it's just remembering that life becomes a lot easier if you become your own best friend. And in doing so, speaking to yourself like you would a friend with compassion and love, and just pausing those feelings, I mean, those thoughts, just saying, how can I be kinder to myself right now? And you can go a bit further as well, because if you've had a day where you've been really horrible to yourself, you don't want to then beat yourself up for beating yourself up. So it's kind of saying, okay, wow, I was really mean the whole day. Maybe I can just pause for a second and just think about why those thoughts are coming up, thinking about, actually, are any of them true? What can I change if so? What is actually really, really good in my life? So it's just playing detective, like Scooby Doo would. You know, they go around, the different characters are different aspects of you, and then they go and find the killer. Is it a killer? They go and find the killer, and then they take his mask off. So it's like looking at your addictions and then seeing what's underneath them. Because the addictions are just the symptoms. The addictions are the very surface level of all the things, the energies underneath as to why you want to distract yourself so much, why you feel the need to escape so much. So if you just try and cut your addiction before you're ready, or before you've done any other sort of work to maybe change yourself, it's going to be fucking hard. If you just suddenly say, I'm going to stop smoking, some people that works for cold turkey. So I should say that all of these are thoughts of mine. I am no expert in addiction apart from my own life experience. So all of this, just take as food for thought. Is no professional advice. But if you just try and stop smoking before you've looked at maybe why you're feeling so stressed, why you need to take these breathers all the time, it's going to be really tough. You're going to be going against your own grain. But if you look at the reasons why you want to escape so much, so for me, connection was a big one. I felt disconnected to myself, to life, to everything. And the more I deepen my connections, it deepens in every way, to myself, to my friends, to my relationships, to my work life. But really, the root of it is my connection to God. And I don't mean God in a Christian sense, although to many that is their connection. I just mean it in whatever you would like to call the divine, the source, creator, that life force that runs through all of us, that connects all of us, that is our oneness. The more I connect to that, the more my addictions, I just, like I said, I just don't want to drink anymore. It just numbs me. It makes me feel so sad that I just needed to cut that out of my life. And the connection to the divine, be that through prayer, meditation, dance, song, nature. Nature is our biggest healer, and it's the most basic thing that we learn as children, but it's just so it's looking at the reasons deeper than these connections, and this can be done through lots of work, but enjoyable, curious work, magical work. So that's that. And the next part I wanted to talk about of why I think it's so hard for us to let go of our addictions is because our addictions define us so much. Our addictions, say for me, I love to party. I prided myself on going out every weekend, being able to drink and do more drugs, and then and stay up all night and go out and do endless party. So then if you take that away and suddenly I go sober, it's like, whoa, well, who am I? Who am I if I'm not this person that loves to dance all night? Well, I still am, I realise now. And it was never the drugs that kept me going, it was always the music. So it's really a huge thing to let go of our addictions, because say even if you're addicted to shopping, who am I if I'm not this fashionable person anymore? If you're addicted to work, who am I if I'm not this successful high flyer? And really your truest essence was always playing out through these addictions. It's just finding the ways that they play out when you take that away, when you take that side of you away, because you're not going to lose yourself. You might feel lost for a good amount of time, but you will then find yourself. We've got to strip away all these things to go back to the core, and then we can start to realize why all these things played out. Like for me, the rebel archetype played out massively through my life. It was, I did what I want, I didn't do well with rules or discipline, and if you told me not to do it, I'd probably want to do it even more. So obviously going out every weekend and doing what society said I shouldn't do. Maybe want to do it even more, and I did it because I enjoyed it and I loved it so much. But I guess if you say there was a sign that said do not enter, some people might look at that and be like, I was going to go that way, that field looks really beautiful, but I better not, let's go round. Some people would see it and say, whoa, I didn't even notice that, but why? Now that's got me all curious, and now I want to do it anyway because they told me I couldn't. So either one, whether you're abiding the rules or you're breaking them because they're there, they're still defining your actions, they're still shaping who you are. It's kind of like the policemen need the criminals need the policemen. So then me going sober, it's like, well, how do I fulfill all these rebellious desires? How do I fulfill all this mischief that I have in me if I'm not fulfilling it through going out and partying all the time? And it's like, well, because we were told all these ways that when I say they, I mean the big corporations, the families above them that run it all, advertising, anyone that is benefiting from us keeping ourselves small, from us keeping our addictions, be that through shopping and spending loads of money in their company, through self-worth, and then keeping us feeling shit about how we look, so we then go and buy more, we get more products, whether that's through drinking and drugs and escaping reality, or through TV, all these distractions that keep us small. Because the reality was, for me, and I've discovered this through looking at my dreams, where I've been running recurring dreams of me running up buildings, running away from people, up, because I was so scared of my own growth. I was scared of who I was beyond these addictions, who I was if I stopped playing small and realize that I'm not gonna partake in this box that society has tried to keep me contained in, because we're scared. If we suddenly stop drinking, it redefines our whole life. How do I relate to my friends that I go partying with every night? How do I relate to my family that I drink with every time we have a meal? How do I find my self-worth if not through the things that I did spent the most time doing? So it's like really shakes up your world, and it's a bit scary because you might be scared of losing your friends along the way, and maybe you do lose some, but you'll keep the ones that are meaningful, like you'll keep the ones that you need to keep, basically. And it hasn't changed my friendships much, it's just changed the things that we do together now. And actually I've still been going out with them but just not drinking, and that's really great too. So it's just kind of dropping these fears because we're scared of shining too bright. We're scared of what will happen if we suddenly realize our fullest version of ourselves. So it's just like rebelling against the system and saying, actually, no, I'm gonna do what I want and I'm gonna shine as bright as I need to, because it's it's our birthright. It's what we're here for, and we need to stop playing small. And if you are, then that's absolutely fine as well, because it just comes back to how can I be kinder to myself? Because if you're having a dark day, a cloudy day, or a dark night which has gone on for months or years, it's kind of like you can get so many beautiful metaphors from nature. The sun is always shining. The sun is always there. Maybe it won't be forever, but right now. So even if it's a really cloudy day like it is right now, the sun is still there. And if you see the sun as like your inner light, even behind the clouds, I cannot see him, but I know he's there. Even when it's nighttime and it's pitch black and it's cold, I know that the sun is there. And I trust every day that the sun is going to come around again. And he does. So if you're going through a dark time or you're not, just know that things are going to change. And it's just really looking at where you are right now, because acceptance is love. If you can love and accept where you are right now, you can love and accept who you are right now, then everything becomes a whole lot easier, because we just don't need to be so hard on ourselves. We're humans. We've been put through these experiences for a reason. So it's just looking at it with more compassion. Okay, this is where I am right now. It's not maybe where I want to be, or maybe it is, but it's all okay. It's just really all okay, which is where meditation has helped me so much, because through strengthening my focus, through strengthening my mindfulness, my bodyfulness, through becoming more aware, it then becomes second nature to every hour, every half an hour, every minute. What am I thinking about? How am I feeling? You know, it's just always checking in with yourself, because it can be very overwhelming when you forget that you're just the observer listening to the thoughts. You're just the observer living this life. So try not to get too caught up in what's happening, and just sometimes take a step back and just look. And then you can step back in again, because life's really enjoyable when you just are in the moment. So yeah, I hope that this made sense. My mind goes off in many tangents in all directions at all times, so I'm just trying to like keep it a little bit linear. But yeah, if this has helped, then please share it, or let me know, because it's really nice to hear. And I hope you have a blessed day, and just set a little mantra today, if you like. How can I be kinder to myself? How can I be kinder to myself right now? So love and light and peace, and thank you. So have a good day.